guys, welcome to the 10K and 30-day blueprint training. I'm Vanessa Simpkins, decked out for Halloween, and I decided to make this video training for you guys now because it's fun, and why the hell not? Because you know what? I feel like Superwoman in this outfit. Isn't it cute? Check out my little arm cuffs. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay. So if you can take me seriously with little beads flying around my face, we're going to have a lot of fun, and I want to share with you some of the mindset ideas, some tips, some of the best training that I have about sales, how to help you succeed and attract more clients, put more money, some more cash flow into your pocket, and really skyrocket your confidence. And that happens through understanding and really mastering the art of engagement and sales. And so I spend a lot of time with my clients working on confidence and cash flow strategies. And confidence is something that you build, guys. It's something that gets built step by step. You don't just wake up one day and, you know, feel more confident and are like, okay, now I'm ready to do it. It doesn't happen that way. Confidence gets built step by step. So in this training, I want to share with you a few things. Number one, I want to share with you the 3 biggest mistakes that I see entrepreneurs making with their offers, and it costs them thousands of dollars every month and every year just sitting on the table. So I want to show you how to avoid that. I also want to talk to you about 2 strategies, mindset tips to keep in mind when you're making your offer so that more people say yes. And I want to share with you 1 critical thing that you must master if you want to be effective and get people to commit to you, especially when you're talking about, you know, selling high-end coaching or consulting. So let us dig in. For those of you who don't know us and you're seeing me maybe for the first time, maybe you sign up to my list and you're like, who is this woman in a freaking cape? Look how cute my cape is, though. Look how cute it is. Okay. For those of you who don't know me, I spent many years, maybe about 4 years, doing live product sales demonstrations. I sold mops on stages. I sold lint removers. I sold those ShamWows and the knives. I sold everything you could possibly ever imagine. And during that 4-year stint of selling on stages, I made every possible mistake you could possibly make. I mean, I fell off the stage, jumped back into the waterfall, you know. We had the power go out. I got heckled. I bombed. I mean, I have experienced on that stage over 4 years doing live, you know, sales offers, maybe like 6 or 8 a day. I experienced just about everything. And I came to really understand that you don't die, number 1, when you fail. And number 2, what really engages people, what people actually buy. And some of my very first clients were speakers, and they were afraid of making offers. And so I helped them make offers, and they made their coaching investment back with me within 5 days, went on to fill a group coaching program with 140 people, put $40-something thousand into our pocket. So that was one of my very first clients. And I, maybe like several of you watching, you know, had a good job. I mean, I was making maybe $900 a day selling these mops, lint removers, and I was dying inside. It was not my calling. It was not my passion, but I was making really good money. And I would remember I would cry. I would be leaving. I had this house in the woods on a lake in Canada, and I would be crying, leaving. It's Halloween, and there's kids screaming outside everywhere. And the dog's barking. So I just remember having, you know, the hardest time leaving the job because it was a great pay, but it would literally like kill me to be there after, you know, maybe 2 years. I'd mastered everything there was to master, and then it was just kind of like banging my head against the wall. And I couldn't leave it. I was afraid that I would make money doing my own thing, and I didn't know how, and I didn't know what to call myself, and I didn't know how to differentiate myself, and all of this spinning and fear and worry, and it cost me about 2 extra years until I finally realized how to break through that. And when I did my hobby kind of $600 a month coaching income, went to $15,000. I was invited to do a TED Talk. I was invited to teach in Costa Rica. I moved to Hawaii. Never look back. Now you're finding me here in Laguna Beach, California in a little Superwoman outfit, and I really like it because it makes a little noise in my ears with these beads. So what I'm super passionate about doing with women, and most of my work is really helping women break through that inner resistance, the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fear of being visible, and I help them put really solid strategies in place to attract clients. So I get to do that all day long now. And if you would have told me years ago that God had this all worked out as a master plan, you know, I would have laughed in your face. But so there it is. There's my story, how I got started. And I'm super excited that you're here watching this training. I promise it's going to be the best training. I'm going to give you as much as I possibly can. And then later on, I'll also make you an offer if you want to move further and see what it's like to work with me. So let's get started. 3 of the biggest mistakes entrepreneurs make with their offers and that cost them thousands of dollars, and how you can avoid it. Number 1, the biggest mistake entrepreneurs have is that they're afraid of being visible. And you know, there's a lot of fear that goes around standing up as an expert and proclaiming yourself and asking people to trust you and pay you money for that. So fear, right? Fear of being visible, fear of being a fraud, fear I'm not ready yet, and just like, you know, mentally check these off if you have these, right? Because the procrastination to making money and to attracting clients is usually due to one of these fears. I have to take another program, I'm not ready yet, I'm not good enough, who am I? I spoke to a lady today on the phone, you know, she was saying, why would other people, there's 10,000 people offering, you know, how to be more feminine, why would people hire me? Right? It's kind of like that Tony Robbins syndrome. Like, I have to be Tony Robbins before I can get out there and make money. So this is the first biggest mistake, right? Is buying into fear. And so here's a tip that I want to share with you, and it's really simple but very effective. And it's, you know, you just decide. One day you just decide that you are ready, and that's it. Right? It's really just a decision. So there's a story that I tell sometimes on stages, and there's a yacht party happening tonight. Excuse me for 1 second. Okay, all good. So there's a story that I tell when I go on stages, and the story is that you might know this author. His name is John Gray from Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, and he started off as a transcendental meditation expert, and he worked for the Maharishi. And he was this 20-year-old little kid, and then he got into starting the books Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. But so when he was 20 years old, he got into transcendental meditation, changed his life. He invested everything he had in this plane ticket to go and fly and follow this Maharishi. Shows up at the church or wherever the function was, doesn't have a ticket, and the people at the door turn him away. And he's all dejected, right? He's like invested everything he has to follow this guru. And he goes around the back of the church, whatnot, to sulk. And he sees the Maharishi and his entourage getting ready to walk into the church. And so he just like decides, well, I'm just going to like whoop, slip in and be one of them. And that's exactly what he did. And nobody noticed. And, you know, following that, he became, you know, the assistant to the Maharishi. And so again, I share this story because it really is just a decision, right? He just decided, well, I'm just going to like pretend to be one of them and no one will notice. And that's what happened. So you must decide that you are an expert and that you are ready. And it's just a decision. All of life is really just a decision. And, you know, we have our power. This is, I write about this. I speak about this. It's so huge. It's a huge, it's a big piece of the puzzle, because until you can take yourself out of the spinning and the fear and the doubt and the worry and you're never able to show up and take action. So in my programs, my book, Take Your Power Back Now, How to Overcome the Resistance to Creating a Life You Love, it's all about that. It's all about mindset. It's the first piece to really being a successful and effective leader. Mastering the mind and knowing that those thoughts, you know, there's a great bumper sticker I saw once in Hawaii, and it said, you don't have to believe all the thoughts that you think. You don't have to believe the thoughts you think. And it's so true. So fear is one of those one of these, ways that your ego, your mind uses to pull you out of the knowing, the always presence of God, spirit, source. And it does that, and it uses fear to protect you with. So make a decision that you are ready. Make a decision that you are good enough. You don't have to be Tony Robbins to go out there and help people in the world. Think about, being in elementary school. If you're like this grade 6 kid, and just think about all the grade 2 and grade 2 and grade 3 and grade 4, and they look up to this like grade 6er. You're like, just be a grade 6er and serve all the grade 5s and grade 4s and grade 3s. It's all about mindset. Just make a decision. You are good enough. Be and start with exactly where you're at, and be willing to make offers. And don't let fear take you out of the game. So, biggest mistake number 1 is letting fear stop you. And all of that stuff, procrastination, all of that is resistance. All of that is fear. You must learn how to take your power back from the mind. And in some of my programs, the 10K and 30-day program, my book, we go deeper into exactly how to do that. The second mistake that entrepreneurs make with their offers is that they aren't really clear about what they're offering or selling, or actually how to language it and understand what people will actually pay money for. So this is really key. I know when I got started, and I know a lot of entrepreneurs feel this way too, it's like they want to be individualized, they want to stand out, they want to be unique. And so they offer all this like fluffy, airy-fairy, like, oh, it's the evolution of this and that, and it's like, shut up. What are you actually selling? What do people really buy? There's only about 10 things that people buy. And I'll tell you that people buy saving time and saving money and not looking foolish. They buy health and they buy love. Those are probably the top 5. Saving time, saving money. They buy money. They buy a solution to their problems. They buy love. They buy health. Those are the top 5. And there's a few others. I think one of them is not looking stupid, not making mistakes. So you must align your message with one of these things and get very clear about it. And your clients are buying from you a solution to their problem. They are buying a solution to their problem. So all of your marketing efforts needs to be focused and directed around that. So what do I mean? There's a marketing mentor once who said, people buy painkillers more than they buy vitamins. It's true, right? People buy painkillers. When you have a toothache, when you have a searing headache, you want a Tylenol, right? Don't give me some euthanasia bullshit. I want a freaking Tylenol. I want a painkiller, right? I'm in pain. So the language that you use to talk about your programs, your products, and your services needs to connect with where your clients are at, usually in a lot of pain. And think about it. And I have sales conversations all day long with people. I coach and train entrepreneurs on how to really get very good at sales. And that's why they make money. And it's interesting because when I talk to people, I can tell you within about 5 minutes whether the person is actually serious or not, will do something or not. So when people don't really need to, they're not really in a lot of pain. They're like, well, I could do it. I could not do it. They're not really motivated. Versus somebody who's in a shit ton of debt. Some of my best client results have been people that have, a fire under their ass. They're $300,000 in debt. And they're like, Vanessa, I need to make money tomorrow. Boom. $20,000 out of the gate. First month in business. Just rock it out. Not our first month in business, but our first month applying, the processes. So, it's a timing thing. And, people that have big problems are always ready to do something about it, right? So your language has to connect with people on that front. It's not about being airy-fairy. Don't think about, trying to be unique. It really, if you're a business coach, call yourself a business coach. If you're a health coach, call yourself a health coach. A weight loss coach, in the big grand scheme of things, this whole branding and, what's your brand and this and that, it's quiet already, Boom, this is what I do. Oh, okay. And then you can start getting into the kind of the more finessey parts. But in the beginning, just tell people what it is the heck you do. It's just very simple. It doesn't have to be very complicated, right? There's a whole big hoo-ha and wash about it. Look at this gold stuff. I love it. I wish I could dress like this every day. I really like this. All right, moving on. You guys see the little snake up here? Look at this little guy. He's got like a little tongue. Oh, I love little outfits. All right. Moving on. Language, very important. You need to know what the heck you're selling. You need to actually connect your message to something that people want to buy. Stop being airy-fairy. Tell people what the heck it is that you do. Just, I'm a business coach. Underneath all the spirituality, underneath the Vanessa, the bikini business coach, underneath, the skyrocket your confidence and cash flow mentor, I'm a business coach. I help people break through their blocks and I help them make money, help them understand sales. I'm a business coach, all right? So, next problem. I see this a lot is entrepreneurs, don't have enough offers, or they just have one. I was talking to a client the other day. She had this one big kind of package, just one, and a brilliant woman. And was going into corporations and, not understanding why people weren't buying her program. And so she only had one. So I always recommend that you make 3 different offers. And this is, I'm talking for people who are coaches, who are consultants, who are service providers. You want to have a low, a medium, and a high package. Package your services. Why? Because people are going to get better results from working with you in a longer term. I'm going to say that again. If you're working one-on-one with people, you are not only gypping yourself, because you can't, I don't think you're charging that much. Even if you are charging $500 an hour, you got to go find clients every month. So it's taking up a lot of your time. Number 2, your clients aren't getting great results. Clients get good results with you when you create a space for them to have to not be judged, as a safe space where they can grow and learn and feel support and have accountability. Whether that's with you or with other entrepreneurs in a group setting, but that's where people grow. So if you're not creating some kind of longer term package for them to invest in and grow in, you're gypping them. You're gypping them of their transformation, and you're gypping yourself of the cash flow that can come from offering those kinds of things, as well as the referrals that come from happy clients. So you want to package yourself in 3 different offers. And I always suggest a low, a medium, and a high. And most people you're going to find, choose your medium package. So in the beginning, what I had in one-on-one coaching, I had I think it was 6-week, and then I had a 90-day, and then I had a 6-month program with me. And I had an eliminator program. It was just about mindset, breaking through inner blocks. And I think that was 9 sessions. Then I had a medium program, which was, just helping clients with their sales attraction systems. And then I had a huge kind of VIP, we'll create your website and we'll do all this fancy jam stuff for you and all your social media. And that was, a $10,000 package. I no longer offer any of those. There is no way to work with me one-on-one directly unless you want to come to a live event or a retreat with me in Hawaii. But that's how I started. And most people would choose the middle package. So again, I had another client recently who joined, and her problem was that she was trying to make thousands of dollars selling these $200 online programs and things. It was not happening. Think about it. If you want to generate cash flow really quickly and you have time, you want to offer a higher end program, like a $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 program or more. And it's actually a lot easier to sell programs like that when you're attracting the right kind of clientele. They get better results, they refer you more business, they're serious, and they get results. Now, if you're listening to this and you're thinking to yourself, holy crap, do I need to get a lesson or a kick in the pants to really, skyrocket my self-worth to even think about charging that? If you feel your stomach's kind of gurgling as I'm sharing this with you, well, that's great. You You and I should have a conversation because that definitely needs to take place. Your self-worth, you should value yourself. And it's not even about yourself, to be quite honest with you. It's about your clients valuing their transformation. It actually has very little to do with you, which is the kicker, you know. It really is. It's the kicker. You know, people, they will hire you, but it's really, you know, them showing up for themselves. So those are the three of the biggest mistakes that I see entrepreneurs making. Number one, they let their fear stop them from being visible, from making offers. Number two, they aren't clear about what their offers really are. Number three, they don't have the right price points or the right packages to reach their I am going on a yacht tonight. I'm so sorry. It's confusing here. I want to shoot this video. I'm in my outfit and we're talking about yachts and boat hopping. Okay, I'm all right. I'm here with you guys. So those are the three problems. Now I'm going to talk to you about two strategies and mindset tips to keep in mind when you're making your offers so that more people say yes and more of your conversations turn into cash flow. So this is where we get really, really juicy. One of the biggest things you must have is a limiter. One of the things you must have is a limiters. So, you know, when I used to sell mops on stages, picture this, you know, a Canadian Tire or like a Walmart or something, and you have, I don't know, you know, this like 8 by 8 foot stage, and, you know, it's about 2 foot off the ground, and there's a cage around with all these products. And I would make these announcements like, hey, ladies and gentlemen, come and get these free gifts, right? And then everyone would show up and I'd blast them with my big eyeballs. No. And, you know, then I would do this product demonstration. So the product demonstration, every product we sold had a very similar script. And the company that I worked for, you know, really mastered. They had this thing down pat. And we would have to memorize a script. And so, you know, years of doing this, you know, you get your own little ideas and your own jokes and things, but the parts of the script are very important. And if you would mess any of those parts up, guess what? You bomb, okay? And a public bombing, meaning crickets, right? And you're standing in front of a crowd of 50 people and they're like dropping like flies, and it's not fun, okay? I can promise you I've been through every situation. I'm not dead. You will not die. You will fail. You will not die. It's okay. You'll learn. So hopefully you take these points to heart so that you don't fail and that you can succeed faster. That's my obvious intention for you. That's why I'm sharing this information with you. So basically, we used to have these products, and the way it would go was, you know, hey, here's this cool product. It's worth this much. Today it's on special. And if you let me know right now that you want one, you know, let me know. I have a few of these special packages, and if you get them today, while I have them left, I'm going to include this really cool extra thingy for free. So let me know. You want one? You do? Okay, great. And it would be a frenzy. So the psychology behind that is, you know, there's a limited number of these things, a limited number of these special things, you know, and if you get it right now, I'm going to give you this extra thing. Ooh, so it's like a limiter and a bonus. So the way to make offers that really engage people to say yes is by making it irresistible. I mean, make it irresistible. Make it like a no-brainer. And this has got to be a no-brainer. So, you know, again, I'll use this example with the woman who, you know, is a client of mine who's, you know, going to corporate, and she would have these great conversations with people, but nobody would buy her thing. And she would wonder why. So what I suggest you do in your sales conversations, and you'll see this if you go to live events, often you'll see people on stages and they will say, for today only, for the event only, get it at this price. And all these extra bonuses. That's valued at this much. and today you get it for that much. Make it, you know, either a limiter could be a quantity of people for the first 10 people. It could be, and a price. I would suggest do a price thing. You know, if you act today, you save $1,000. So you're giving people an incentive to get it now. And if you don't, you know, what happens is people want to go in and say, well, I'll think about it. I'll let you know. I'll get back to you. That's like death. You never want to let people think about it. And it's not, I'm not saying this because this is not like high pressured sales tactics. That's not what we're not talking about high pressure sales tactics here. This is not what we're talking about. Okay. What I'm talking about is understanding the human psyche. And when you are selling coaching consulting to people, you are by invitation opening up this little window, and it's just a little window and a little crack where they, you know, can see a bigger possibility for themselves before their ego snaps it shut again. You can't do that. Who do you think you are? Don't try that. You're going to fail. It's too much money. It might not work for you. Maybe it works for them, but not for you. Rah! So the more time you give to the mind to think about things, the more it will sell you out of why it's a good idea to do in the first place, right? Because your mind, your ego protects you using fear, and most people give their power away to it. That's why mindset is huge. It's the #1 key to success as far as I'm concerned. So you have to understand this about human psychology, and you need to enlist, enroll, engage, get people to commit right away while they're serious about it. Otherwise, you're going to lose them. So what is your incentive to get people to buy right away? What is your limiter? Is it a price limiter? Is it a number of people limiter? What is that? You need to get that crystal clear, okay, when you're thinking of making your offers. Second strategy I want to talk to you about. Second, it's more of a mindset tip. And we talked about it. We talked about it a little bit briefly before, and that is, you know, understanding what your clients' problems are. You know, a lot of people that I talk to, a lot of women that I talk to and coach, cannot fathom that somebody would pay $8,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 for this or that. And you have to understand, you know, you really need to understand your audience. You need to know what their problems are, and because people are paying for solutions. If you have, for example, a baby, it's one of my favorite people in the world is this woman that I met at an event, and she's a baby whisperer. I mean, she's helping moms sleep. Kind of. She's helping, you know, moms and dads have sex again, because moms have sleep. She's saving marriages because babies are sleeping. Do you see what I'm saying? To really understand the solution, you know, that your service brings to people, that's solid gold. So, you know, you're not selling coaching or consulting. Nobody wakes up in the middle of the night and says, I need to get some coaching. What the hell is coaching? They think, I need to fix my health problem. I need to get a better job. I need to quit this crappy job. I need to, you know, lose weight. I need to move. I need to find a better relationship. I need to make more money, attract more clients. They wake up. What do your clients wake up in the middle of the night and say, I need, you know, to get this solved? That's what you need to, that's what you're charging people for. It's a solution to those problems. So when you're making your offers, my suggestion to you is to name your packages or name your offers the solutions that people get from doing your product or service. Or, you know, from something to something, from, you know, from frustrated to fabulous, or break through your inner blocks to success. You know, one of my programs is called the Eliminator Program because it would help you eliminate your inner blocks. Sales Attraction Secrets was another one about sales attraction secrets and systems. So name your programs in a way that coordinates with that. Okay, 2 strategies, kind of tips to think about as you're making your offers. And the last tip I want to share with you is the one critical thing you must master if you want to make effective offers and get people to say yes. And it is mastering the art of handling objections. So here's the deal, right? Most people, and I know sales it's like the hardest thing to get. It's the hardest thing to do in your business, but it's the number one thing you need to really master. And most people are thinking, well, I'll just make a ton of money and I'll hire a sales team. There is like some really annoying noise going on outside. I don't know what it is. Now it's done. It's like somebody was like squeaking a little squeaky toy, like wee, 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 wee. Okay. Do you hear that? Okay, I'm back with you. So, when you start selling high-end coaching consulting, and when you get into these conversations and understand your priority and your focus is to get as many of these conversations scheduled for you to practice and start converting. And if your focus is not there, it's in the wrong place. It should not be on your website. It should not be on all this other bullshit. It should be on service offers to people who can say yes. Very simple. Your income is a direct proportion to how many people you make offers to who can say yes. That's it. So focus on that. You're going to be great. You're going to be all right. You're going to generate cash flow. And then you can start using that money to leverage and build systems and do all the other fancy pants stuff. But first, get clients in the door, get cash flow, start serving people, and then you will start seeing your confidence will take a major, a major spike as you have, money in the bank, you're helping clients, they're getting results. So, one of the things you're going to face is having objections. People will tell you, I can't afford it. They're going to tell you, I want to think about it. They will tell you things like, well, I have to ask my husband. And all of this bullshit. Now, here's the deal. They tell you that because they're not certain yet. So hear this. The art of handling objections is really helping people feel certain in 3 areas, and they must feel certain in these 3 areas. Number 1, why your product or service is the best. Number 2, why you are the best person to help them solve it. And number 3, why your company and its values are in alignment. If you can help your clients feel certain in these 3 areas, they will most likely say yes. If they don't, they will continue giving you objections until they feel certain. So your job, and get this, this is not about this is not slimy salesmen. This is, I believe you doing your job. You have this gift, you have this talent. For whatever reason, these people are now attracted to you. You've met them at a networking event. You've met them at some other kind of event. Maybe online on Facebook, they heard about you and now they're in front of you or having a sales conversation with them. Your job is to get really good at helping them say yes to themselves. That's right. Helping them say yes to themselves. That's what, helping them say yes to this transformation. All right. Otherwise, they wouldn't be talking to you. They wouldn't feel like some kind of compulsion attraction to you. So, again, just to cover this, they will tell you they can't afford it. Great. The sale only begins once the objections really start. So expect it. It will happen. And, get in the game anyways and learn how to really support people and help them feel certain. And that's why confidence is so important. You must be confident. That's what your clients are looking for. They're looking for somebody to help grab them by the hand and guide them and say, hey, I can help you. Hey, I know what your problems are. So, just to cover all of this, today in this training, and I've been a little bit longer. I wanted to keep it to 30 minutes, but it might go a little bit over. I wanted to share with you, 3 of the biggest problems, the biggest mistakes entrepreneurs make when they make their offers. And I shared with you also 2 strategies to consider when you make your offer so more people say yes. And now the last thing that I share with you is the critical piece if you really want to just nail it, knock it to the park and back, and that is understanding how to handle objections, how to get people to feel certain that you are, number 1, your product or service is the best for them. Number 2, you're the best person to service them. And number 3, why your company and its values are in alignment, right? People don't want to make mistakes. They don't. Most people are terrified. Most people let their lives be run by fear. Most of them. Yeah, that's why mindset is so important. So guys, if you have enjoyed this, I hope this has been an amazing training for you. I hope it has given you some insight. I hope you've taken notes. You can watch this again and again. And if you are like, wow, Vanessa, you know what? I could use your help. I need to be more confident. I need to really kick myself in the pants and get this sales thing going. I've been procrastinating for too long. I've been telling myself one day, when, if I'll take another program, and I'm still here. You know, if you're feeling that crunch, like I really need to make this shift, or if you have a business and it's really, you know, it's been good for you, but now it's time to take it to the next level. You know, we didn't talk about this, but oftentimes entrepreneurs get into business and then they kind of find themselves like stuck, right? And it's a mindset piece. It's an offer piece. Either their offers aren't in alignment with their lifestyle, their business isn't set up to suit their lifestyle, or they're stuck at a certain income level, in which case we look at, you know, owning your value and the self-worth and all of that. So if any of this sounds interesting and you would like to explore working with me, let's get on the phone. I would love to hear about what you're up to, you know, what God has put on your heart to serve the world with, and how I can maybe be of service with you. I don't know where you're at. I don't know where, you know, your mind is at. I don't know what your business is at. I have no idea if I can help you, but I am willing to get on the phone with you for now. You know, obviously when I get too overloaded, I will have a sales team in place, but right now I'm going to just, you know, make this available to you because it's the best way I can serve you. You know, either inviting you into one of my programs. I have an amazing 10K and 30-day program where I teach entrepreneurs how to break through that mindset. I really let go of that resistance once and for all, so that even when it comes up, you know how to handle it, so it doesn't take you out of the game and you sit there spinning. So you're actually in action. It's a 90-day group mastermind program where you have this space to grow and have accountability and support and a system to follow to build a sales attraction system, which is how do you attract the right leads and turn them into paying clients. And having a sales attraction system is really about, you know, filtering out the ones that aren't right, the ones that aren't a good fit, the ones that aren't ready for you. You know, you need to have that in your business so you don't waste your time. And we talk about how to raise your value, how to have sales conversations, how to handle objections, all of that, how to package your work in a way that supports your lifestyle. Very important, otherwise it's going to flop, right? It has to be in congruence and alignment. And how to, you know, get your message out there. Even if you dress like Wonder Woman, sometimes, hey, I'm just saying, I like costumes. So again, I'm going to put a link here at the bottom of this video. Apply here, and you and I will get on the phone, and I'll take a look at your business, and I'll show you, you know, what is really blocking you, and maybe make some suggestions on how you can move forward, and maybe invite you in my program if it's a good fit. So thanks again for watching this training. I hope you guys enjoyed it. My name is Vanessa Simpkins from TakeYourPowerBackNow.com. Please send me your questions and comments. You can hit reply on this email. You can reach me on Facebook, Bikini Business Coach, and share with me, you know, an insight, maybe a big aha, maybe some one thing you're going to take action from this training. I love you, and I cannot wait to hear from you and celebrate your success. Mwah.